365, we making the plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. Behind the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
And welcome one and all to Real Talk. We got some great guests in here. We got some trash talking going on early. Freddie finally got himself a haircut, so now he think he can just start popping up. I don't know what is going on. We got Jonathan in the building doing his thing. We got Dev, Pride. Oh man. Tonight's going to be a good one. But first, fellas, how y'all feeling out there?
I'm wonderful. I'm doing anytime I can come on here and I can educate you in Pride, man, it's a hell of a day. A hell of a day.
I just got here. Why you got to come at Pride like that?
That's what I do.
Always got to educate somebody.
Freddie just be shooting. He don't hit nothing, but he stays shooting.
Oh God, man, Freddie, how you gonna educate someone? Yesterday I asked you 1 + 1, you told me 3. I don't want to hear nothing come from you. You like Kyrie? You think the Earth is flat? You can educate yourself, bro. Educate yourself. Bro. I don't want to hear nothing from him. But Ray, to answer your question, I'm doing great. I hope everyone here is doing great. I give it about 15 minutes before Freddie not only contradicts himself, but then calls himself wrong. So I give it about 15 minutes, maybe 20. By the way, if you want to, Dev, you want to get Freddie tight. Say something about the Lakers, bro.
Hey, I'm a Laker fan, so come on, Pride, yo.
Even better, yo.
Come on, man. I'm a Laker fan too now. You can't be doing this now, but I was doing good, Ray, until Pride just go ahead and keep on throwing shots. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Finish over 500, and maybe I'll listen to y'all. Until then, I'm stopping.
Anywho,
on this Nets pack.
Anywho.
And Jonathan, are you awake over there, Jonathan? You just taking it all in?
Yeah, I'm just listening to y'all go back and forth.
Okay, well we
too bad I don't have a bucket of popcorn. That would be nice with a tall glass of Coke.
For all these Freddie facts we keep getting, but we got to get right into it. Freddie apparently was talking behind my back, and we know that that's dirty. But another potential dirty play that we saw is Jordan Poole and his steal attempt. He tried to steal the ball, and then he tried to steal John Morant's knee with it. And I guess you'd say he was successful as John Morant is out tonight. But the question I got for y'all is, was it a dirty play? And I'll start with you, Jonathan.
We can sit here and say it was a dirty play. A lot of people are going to have their different opinions about it. Some people are going to say it's the dirty play. Then there's other people that's going to not say it's a dirty play. I don't know if that was a dirty play or not. I don't know if it was intentional or not. I don't know if it was maybe a form of retaliation or not. I really don't know what it was. But whatever it was, I mean, this is become commonplace in the sport, it seems. And it seems like it has been a reoccurrence, particularly in this series. We've seen it over and over. We've seen players get hurt. We've seen Gary Payton Jr. land to the floor awkwardly after taking a hit to his head. Now we see this. We saw the incident with Draymond Green in Game 1, and that's why I have this sense that it's some retaliation going on in this series. Now, Jordan Poole came out and said he never intends to hurt any player. I don't know if it's dirty or not. Maybe it is a dirty play in that moment, but I don't know if Jordan Poole's a dirty player at all. I wouldn't say he is. But, yeah, from what we've seen in this series, it's been pretty dirty. So I guess you can call it a dirty play depending on your definition of what a dirty play is.
Okay. I'll save my thoughts here for just a minute. We'll start with you, Dev. What you thought?
It wasn't dirty. I don't think it was a retaliation or anything in that nature. Like I've been saying since, in the beginning, it's going to be a physical series because these guys feel like they want to bring that rivalry back to the NBA. which is all cool, and you know it plays out that way. But I think Jordan Poole, the difference between Jordan Poole and Dylan Brooks, dirty play was at least Jordan Poole was actually trying to fight for the ball versus Dylan Brooks didn't really, in my opinion, go for the ball or try to make a play on the ball. But I just think it's just a physical series, and I don't think it's a dirty play. I just think that Ja just got caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Ray, you muted, bro.
You said wrong place, wrong time. So do you think that the move that Jordan Poole did cause the injury, or do you think it happened before that?
The way Ja Morant been flopping around, jumping, hitting the floor a lot, it can come from anywhere. I just think that the camera just caught this one particular play and tried to blame it because we don't know how hard or how soft he grabbed his knee or anything in that nature. So I just think wrong place. You just wrong place, wrong time. I don't think it was nothing intentional or he was trying to be dirty to him or anything.
All right, Pride.
By far, without a shadow of a doubt, it was a dirty play. It was not a basketball play. It was a stupid play. It was a frustration play. And it's simple. I want and Ray, because you're shaking your head. When is the last time somebody dribbled a kneecap up the floor and scored the basketball? When is the last time that when he had a jump ball, a kneecap flew in the air? Okay, his hand was nowhere near the basketball. Period. I don't care how it ended. I don't care if that caused the injury. I don't care if he didn't get injury. Period. That was a dirty play because it was not a basketball play. Now, is Jordan Poole a dirty player? I don't think so. I think it was frustration. That's what I think it was. I think it was frustration. Dude was getting cooked every time they put John Morant on him. He's getting straight violated. So he's probably getting all butthurt in his feelings and whatnot. So that's probably what it was. Now, is he dirty? No. But just because you're not a dirty player and just because you didn't injure someone, that doesn't mean the play in and of itself is not dirty. I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, because John Morant didn't get injured on that specific play, I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't dirty. Again, my guy tried to palm his kneecap and pull it back. The only reason he couldn't was because he was literally too small. That is the only reason why John Morant didn't fall. He tried to pull his kneecap, and the kid forgot to hit the weight room. If it was Desmond Bane, John Morant, that same play, John Morant is falling. Giannis, Jokic, Jason Tatum, anybody bigger, he's falling. But because it's Jordan Poole, who's not the biggest guy, that's the only reason why he didn't fall. It's still the play in and of itself is dirty. I'm not going to go out and say that he himself is a dirty player because this is really the first time he's done something like that. And every once in a while, every player has a moment where they get mad and they do a stupid foul. That's just how it is. There's always that point. But 100%, it was dirty. And again, if you're gonna defend it, I asked the question: when is the last time we've seen someone dribble a kneecap up the floor? The instant you can give me that answer, I will call it a clean play. Until then, I continue to live in a world where we play with orange basketballs and not kneecaps the complexion of John Morant.
Ready?
That was well said.
Listen here.
Thank you.
I agree. It was a dirty play, but we've all heard these old school players. We've heard Shaq many times. If he knows somebody's dealing with an ankle injury, dealing with something, they gonna test it out. That's all he did. They know that this is the same knee that Ja Morant had knee soreness earlier in the season. He said, okay, well, let's see if it's still, if it's tender a little bit, let's see how healthy you really are. We just gonna give it a little shake. It's not. So hey, he's not a dirty player but it was a dirty play. I definitely think so. It was no reason for him to reach down. He wasn't reaching for the ball because he reached for the ball the first time. And then the second time he reached for the knee. He intentionally reached for the knee. There's no need for that. He was just testing out the injury.
Go ahead, Ray. Be his knight in shining armor. Go ahead.
So the voice of reason.
You're the voice of trying to be different. It's not
Pride. You said that he was upset because they were getting beat or Jordan Poole was getting torched, right?
Yeah.
What was the score in the game? Who was winning?
Doesn't matter.
It absolutely matters. Why
No,
would I be
because if you're getting torched
because
on
when
the
someone's scoring well, what do? You say scoreboard.
you're not lit. But again, that's what a normal person would do. A normal person would say
That's what
scoreboard.
Jordan Poole did.
But no, he didn't. He went for his knee.
So did Jordan Poole hit the ball first?
No.
Yes. Yes, he did. Watch the replay. Jordan Poole knocks the ball free first. It's a trap. What Jordan Poole did was after he felt himself hit the ball,
The ball is on the other half of the body. It is on the other body. On God's earth, you're not.
I'm about to explain it to you.
Well, you're going to do a horrible job explaining because you're going to
know what else is on the other side of the body?
Somebody else.
So if the ball gets hit slightly towards that person, what do you think is a natural response?
Okay.
So grab and hold that person so that your teammate can try and get the ball.
So let me explain something to you. Because this is quick maths, right? Okay. So I'm about to stand up a little bit. So the ball, let's say I'm holding the ball, right? Peanuts, right? So the ball is over here, right?
Yeah.
It's over here, right? Can someone explain to me which elbow? Hold on. Which knee did he grab? Can someone explain that to me?
The one closest. He grabbed the right knee.
And that just happens to be the knee away from the ball, correct?
But that was after he poked the ball away, though.
He poked the ball away.
Y'all can go ahead and babble after that. Y'all go.
So he knocks the ball away. His teammate is right there.
I'm asking one more time.
His teammate is right there.
The ball is over here, correct? The ball is over here, correct? Which knee did he grab? Which knee did he grab?
The only one he could reach. What are you talking about?
Oh, so this back one right here, the one away from the ball, correct?
Yes.
Why? My TED Talk. You go ahead and babble.
So that his teammate could get the ball. Have you never seen a loose ball scramble? Have you never seen
he had both hands on the ball.
Jockey.
No, he didn't. Talking about?
He did not have. He had both hands on the ball.
He didn't have both hands on the ball. And his back. John Morant is hiding the ball from Jordan Poole. He can't even really see the ball, but I can see my teammate, and I know I just hit the ball, so I'm gonna try and grab him to pull myself to get to the ball and to keep you away from the ball so my teammate can get it, so we can get this fast break, so this crowd could go nuts, and we can send y'all broke jokers home because we with all the smoke.
Well, we all know how Ray gets down on the basketball court.
Freddie, am I allowed? Freddie, am I allowed to show the video?
Physical, you start crying and hobbling because you breaking like toothpicks.
No. See,
hey, Freddie, you on mute, buddy. You on mute, buddy.
This is what people like you who try to be different do. This is what you guys try to do. What you try to do is you see a guy, and I'm telling you this right now. If Chris Paul does this, it's a dirty play. If Draymond Green does it, it's a dirty play. If Patrick Beverly does it, it's a dirty play.
Because they have a history of being dirty players.
Everybody wants to look at it differently and say, oh, no, it's not a dirty play. Again, the ball is on Andrew Wiggins' side. Why would he then grab his knee?
He was just grasping. You acting like now I can see if he took his fist and punched him.
By the way, I'm watching it. If
he punched him in the knee or kicked him in the knee or did something dirty, okay. He didn't do that. He hit the ball first, so it's a loose ball.
So let me ask you a question.
Trying to grab him and get the ball.
Let me ask you a question. When he grabbed his knee and pulled it, if John Morant falls, is that a dirty play?
No.
All right, you can go. You're just trying to be different at this point.
So if somebody's backing you down in the post and you pull him down, that's a dirty play?
He's grabbing his knee on the side of his body away from the ball.
He barely touched his knee. He didn't grab it and twist it or roll
it.
My
man said he barely touched it.
Once you say he barely touched it, that tells me you did not watch it. That right there lets me know
who
did not watch it.
Who harder?
Did
Desmond Bain hit Gary Payton harder, or did Jordan Poole hit John Morant harder?
That's two different scenarios.
I'm just asking a question.
But they're both still dirty, regardless.
He barely hit him. That man got weak knees.
Do the smoking pure herbs. Do the smoking pure herbs. It's not John Morant's fault that Jordan Poole needs to hit the weight room and can't pull his knee. If he's trying to pull his knee and his weak ass can't do it, that's not John Morant's fault.
Also hurt him. So how weak is John Morant's knee if a weak guy did that?
It don't matter. That's not the argument. The argument is whether or not it's a dirty play.
See, that's why I said John Morant been flopping around all series. That injury came up from anywhere. It just wrong place at the wrong time.
I'm not even talking about the injury. That play itself is dirty. Point blank, period.
Oh my goodness. We done seen people get grabbed and poked in the eye on accident. We see stuff happen all the time.
And
that's not
what does
dirty.
that mean? But what does that mean?
An accident.
Again, people like you who desperately try to be different, instead of focusing on the task at hand, you guys run to another situation to try to deflect the blame. No one is talking about someone getting punched, someone getting poked. I'm not talking about the malice in the palace. I'm not talking about someone putting paws on Chris Paul's wife. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm not talking about Devin Booker telling the kid to shut up or him having beef with a mascot. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm not talking about Marcus Smart back in college, him telling someone in the crowd to shut up. That's not what I'm talking about.
You
I'm
forgot
talking about Jordan.
Pride, you forgot one. Pride. You
What
forgot
I forget?
Isaiah Stewart chasing LeBron with the bloody face. You forgot
that bitch boy.
Yep.
As I was saying,
LeBron's
I'm not talking about any of that. What I'm talking about right here, right now, is the ball being on Andrew Wiggins' side and Jordan Poole grabbing Ja Morant's knee and trying to pull it. That's what I saw. Regardless if he got injured or not, that doesn't matter. What matters is that was a dirty play. Point blank, period. Don't go comparing it to what happened to Charles Barkley in the 80s.
Dirty to grab somebody.
Yeah,
if you grab
so
somebody,
grabbing Poole is dirty on a guy who has no serious, who has had problems with knee issues already this season.
We're winning the game. We're about to go ahead in the series, and the game is in hand, basically.
And what is your point?
I'm going to risk getting suspended by doing something dirty when I've never done anything dirty before.
Well, his dumbass did it.
Because it was an accident. It wasn't no purpose.
An accident. It's not you know what an accident is? An accident is him tapping it going, oh, my fault. That's an accident. You look at his accident is me accidentally sending a dick pic to my ex. That's an accident. An accident is me peeing my bed. That's an accident.
No, it's not. You had a dream.
That's just weak bladder. That's just weak bladder.
It's the same thing.
Weak bladder and John Morant's weak knee. That's all that we're talking about here.
And that's fine. And if you want to talk about John Morant's weak knees, fine. Guess what? Talk about your guy's weak character that he had to go for his knees. Talk about your guy's weak character.
His weak character. He tried to grab him with his left hand too. He was just trying to grab him to get to the ball.
Again, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to the original question. When is the last time we saw a kneecap dribbled up the court?
So you're saying,
but when you bounce the ball, don't the ball go past the kneecap though?
No, I'm talking about your actual kneecap. Your actual kneecap, sir.
But when you bounce the ball, don't the ball go past your kneecap a couple of times, depending on how many times you bounce the ball?
I'm talking about dribbling an actual kneecap, sir.
The ball does.
Dribbling an actual kneecap. No.
So if that means if I dribble 100 times up and down the court, that means the ball went past my kneecap at least 100 times. Am I right? So you can't say that the ball doesn't go nowhere near the kneecap. You have to dribble the ball past your kneecap multiple times.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying in this instant, when the ball is on your upper half of your body and the ball is on the other defender's side, for you on the weak side to reach for the knee away from the ball, if that is a clean play, on my mother, you let me know. I'll go house the Boston Celtics and I'll get signed on a 10-day contract and I'll just punch Giannis next time I'm out there. I'll just dive at his knees next time I'm out there.
I don't think that 10-day contract is going to be good enough to even punch Giannis. I don't think it's going to cover that.
But the point remains. The point remains. It's a dirty play. Point blank, period.
You're wrong, but it's okay. We can move on.
I'm not wrong, though. I'm not wrong. I'm not because
you want to know why you're wrong? You want to know why you're wrong? Because the NBA didn't put any kind of judgment down. They've said we reviewed it.
That doesn't mean nothing. Hold on.
That means everything.
That doesn't mean nothing.
That means everything. In this scenario,
hold on, time out. No. Because when Patrick Beverly, when he was with the Rockets, dove at Russell Westbrook's knees and ruined his Iron Man streak and tore his meniscus, how many games did he get suspended? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Now we can go on to the next conversation. So don't tell me just because the league doesn't punish you, that it'll mean nothing. Don't tell
Patrick Beverly diving at Westbrook legs like a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but again, he didn't get suspended.
Okay.
So was that play not dirty then? Because he didn't get suspended. If you say,
but he was diving for the ball though, right? If I'm not mistaken, he was diving for the ball.
When Russell's calling a timeout. Try again.
Okay, it's your fault you turned your back.
See? Again, you're just desperate to be different. You're desperate to be different.
Now, I'm not a Patrick Beverly fan, but no, I don't think that was a situation where he was being ultimately dirty. He didn't go in there like he was diving at his knee. Come on, man.
Yes, he did.
So Patrick Beverly was on the ground at the end of the play. He dove into his knee.
I swear. Did I do drugs today? I swear to God, I did drugs. Yes. The one that tore his meniscus because Russ didn't fall. He hobbled to the sideline and punched the thing and played the rest of the game.
I'm talking about Patrick Beverly. I didn't say anything about Russell Westbrook. I'm talking about Patrick Beverly. You said he dove at his leg.
Because he dove. He was on the floor because he dove.
If somebody can put that video in here, I don't remember seeing that.
Maybe
I'll don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere.
Please do.
Hey man, John, just go make sure you pass some over here too, man.
Play no. Make sure it has no volume, please.
Yeah, somebody find that play and put that up because I remember him running past him and hitting him in the knee. I don't remember Patrick Beverly ended up on the ground. I don't remember him diving on the floor. I don't remember that. But
yeah, because you didn't want to watch it.
I don't like either player. I could care less. I watched the game. But now that Ja is officially out for tonight's game, we do have a situation where Memphis was 20-2 without him. They've struggled the series without him. Can they win without him? Freddie. You muted yourself again.
No, this isn't the regular season. This is the playoffs, and you're playing against Golden State, who can shoot the ball, shoot you out of the game fast, quick, in a hurry. And Desmond Bain, I heard that he's dealing with a little back injury as well. So that's two big blows for them. No matter what you look at it, and he's really, even with him playing the other night, they were still losing that game. And and that's with him. Even if he's going off of 40, he's still. He's definitely going to be missed in this round, in this game, depending on how long he's missing. But no, the Grizzlies can't win without him.
Okay. Jonathan?
Yeah, the Grizzlies have their backs against the wall, already been down 2-1 in this series. And the playoffs, like Freddie said, it's a different animal. You need all the help you can get in the playoffs, and you definitely need Ja Morant. He's your superstar player moving forward. It's going to be extremely tough to get a win on the road without Ja Morant. I just don't see it happening. I think it's going to be very, very difficult for them. I'm not counting them out, but Ja Morant's that explosive player that, has been a significant impact when he's on the floor. So I just don't see it happening tonight.
Yeah, I definitely think they got an uphill battle. Dev?
Nah, it ain't happening. That, like I was saying last episode, man, if the only way Memphis is beating Golden State is Golden State is having a bad shooting night, and Memphis is very explosive. And without Ja Morant, there's no explosiveness there. So it's going to be hard from scoring. Who's going to score the ball for Memphis, really? If Bain is struggling with back injury, if Dylan Brooks playing tonight, then he's already having a bad shooting series anyway. They don't have no legit score. I don't think Triple J can really score efficiently. I think he can drop 20, but I don't think it's going to be enough to beat Golden State. So I think if Ja can't play, then Memphis don't have no chance.
And just so we're clear, it's 2-1 Golden State. So, Damon, you have the Grizzlies winning 3 straight. I don't see that at all, but more power to you.
Hey,
Pride,
he might know something.
I'll put the video in the link. If you go ahead and click that, you'll see the link.
No, I already have it up here. So Patrick Beverly dove for his knees. He didn't fall on the ground. Still a dirty play.
For the ball. Someone put the video up.
Hold on.
Damn, we're still on that.
Hold on.
I thought we was doing something else.
He backpedaling. First,
I'm not backpedaling. He dove for the ball. I thought he was gonna slide on the ground. He wasn't. But it's still a dirty play. He's still a dirty play.
Ladies and gentlemen, decide for yourself. He's going for the ball.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
All right. So now that we've got that settled, thank you.
So now that we got that clear, and you clearly have no idea what you're talking about, I'm gonna go ahead and move on because at this point, I'm literally just I'm literally talking to a piece of toilet paper at this point, bro. At this point, bro. Like the brick wall at my job would give me more receptive feedback. So, in terms of can they do it, I do have some moniker about 1% of faith in the Memphis Grizzlies, only because nothing is impossible. I'm not going to sit here and say that they won't do it. I'm the same guy who thought that Dallas would only get one game off of the Suns, and here we are tied 2-2. So teach their own. Look, Taylor Jenkins, I like him as a coach. They do have some talent. Where you kind of end up being at a disadvantage is when you got to hope and pray Golden State continues to not really continue, but you got to hope that Clay kind of just cools off again, and Steph and Jordan Poole. Like when you got to hope when more than two guys have to cool off and you're without your best player, kind of in an awkward situation. You're kind of screwed. So I'm not going to say it's impossible. I'll give them like a 1% chance. And the only reason why I'm giving them that high as a 1% is because I said Grizzlies in 7. So without John Morant, I don't know. I'm still going to pull for Memphis because I'm going to be consistent with my pick. But if it's only one game, then sure, Memphis could still kind of pull it out maybe. But if John Morant misses 2 or more, regardless of how this game goes, Warriors are going to end up winning it. So
they do have a deep roster, though, and Taylor Jenkins is going to have to shuffle his lineup. But who's going to knock down the outside jump shot is my question. You know, someone's going to have to get hot. And then
Jackson's shown that he can hit the shot. He's gotten hot 2 games. Granted, those were at home.
Right.
I think
Desmond Wiggins starting to play good, though. Now, if Wiggins continue to keep playing the way he keep playing, the Warriors are kind of unstoppable, in my opinion.
At home, yes, you're right. But I saw this Golden State Warriors team on the road, and they did not look like the same team. So I think tonight,
true.
I think tonight, yes, the 10.5 spread is reasonable. I still think that's high, but I think it should be there based on what we're seeing. I also think this could be a win if he only misses 1 game, because this could be the game that gets Desmond Bane and some of those other guys going. So going back home, they can get another dub and push it back to at least a game 6 when John Morant can come back healthier, ready to go. So I definitely think the key here, and I think Giannis has got dunked on by Al Horford. They've made it it's a tie game now with 9:51 left. Al Horford's going nuts. Giannis just got banged.
Yeah, because Giannis dunked on Al Horford and stirred them down. So it was only right Horford get him back.
Yeah, Al came back strong.
Yeah,
and
Big Al
after he got yammed like that at Horford, after you get yammed on like that, you gotta go get revenge. If you go the whole game without getting revenge,
he dunked on Giannis.
He did dunk on Giannis.
He blew by him.
And he punched him. According to Pride, that's a dirty play. We need to throw Al Horford out and suspend him for the next 2 weeks, because after the play, watch, you're going to punch him with the left. He couldn't. So, boom.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, that's horrible.
All right, get him out of there then.
As you can see behind
There's going to have to be somewhere, if you don't get him out of there, at the bare minimum, flagrant 1, at the bare minimum.
And this NBA, it should be a flagrant 1. We agree on that.
That's a punt. Hold on. Tell me.
This officiating is biased.
So hold on. You're good with that being called dirty. Okay.
I said it should be.
I don't think it was dirty.
NBA. I don't think it should.
It's not dirty, but it do qualify for a flagrant 1 because they say contact.
You know what dirty play? NBA today?
It's not dirty. He was in his way.
In any aspect is dirty. I don't care what no one says. And I'm a Celtics fan. Freddie, you know this. I'm a Celtics fan. Punching in any way. Come on. I don't know, man. I don't know how on God's green earth that's not dirty. I don't know how.
Everything's not dirty. So was Devin Booker's play dirty? Was that dirty too? It was similar.
Which one?
On his follow through when he hit, I forget who he hit in the head, and they gave him a flagrant.
On that follow through?
Yeah.
That's like a borderline, because you could say that it was his follow through, but at the same time, you can make the argument.
Then we view dirty different. Like
no, it's not that we don't view. No. It's because you're just an old head that go, oh, well, back in my day, you know what I mean? When I had to walk to school, MJ was getting punched in the paint. Like, no.
How much y'all want to bet this is gonna be a flagrant 2?
If it's a flagrant two,
listen, it wasn't intentional. It was an intentional punch.
See,
So
this is the flagrant two. What did we talked about last episode, Ray? Which league was getting soft? And what I say?
That's what I
Getting
just said.
soft.
This league is getting soft.
No, it's not getting soft.
This
It's
is
not getting
soft.
soft.
If they
nothing
throw
like 90s
Al Horford
basketball.
out for that is absurd.
Yep.
They should all be fired at the end of tonight's game if they throw
Time out. So Al Horford deliberately throws an elbow at
I think it was like he called a flagrant one.
and that's okay.
So damn biased. It's biased.
How am I being biased?
I didn't say you were being biased. I said the officiating is biased. If
I was about to say, if anything, I would be defending him, but no, like
I think they called it a flagrant one, not a flagrant two.
Yeah, they called it a flagrant one. That was phony, soft.
How is it?
That's the league for you now.
Giannis is
Giannis
man.
Horford.
He got number one. If Giannis wouldn't have got hit in the face if he didn't try to chase the man down.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If you didn't chase him down, that's one of the consequences. You know what I mean? As you get dunked on.
They have to protect certain players, though. They can't kick some. They can't kick some players out because you need the good players on the floor because that's who everyone wants to see.
Oh yeah, I said that. These flagrants is protect the superstars so the superstars can play. So these fans can pay what their money for, what they get their money for.
Just like in the NFL, you see certain quarterbacks getting protected all the time. Same thing.
That's the money. You gotta protect the money.
Well, I'm just glad they didn't throw Al out for that because that's nuts. But tie game, 81 up. So I think we covered the jaw topic, and the Memphis is definitely in trouble for tonight. Golden State is veteran team. I don't think this ain't Minnesota who would take their foot off the gas and allow them to steal a game. I think Golden State comes out motivated and gets it done. And you don't want them to go back home with any kind of momentum. So I'm thinking that Golden State gets it done in a big way tonight. But speaking of big things, Nikola Jokic takes home the MVP. I've been consistent on this show of how I feel about him. So I'll wait to go a little bit and give some others a chance to weigh in. Should Jokic have won the MVP? I'll start with you, Pride.
Who else deserved it?
Lord have mercy.
I mean, you can get upset all you want. It's fine.
The guy in Philly with similar stats with a better record?
By 2 games.
3.
By 2 games. Okay. Ooh,
in a better conference.
Games. 3. No. Don't hit me with that foolishness about the conference.
So the East wasn't better than the West this year.
I would agree with you if he only played in the Eastern Conference. But he plays
more Eastern Conference games because in his division he plays more games versus better competition.
But there's a thing called what's it called again? Oh yeah. Interconference play. Where you play teams outside of your conference. OMG. Like, come on, stop playing, man. Stop playing. And again, so a lot of the wins they were getting, this was back when Toronto was horrible. This literally was back before Atlanta got into their climb and doing it. And again, Jokic is doing this by himself. I'm gonna ask one question. And again, no one's gonna be able to refute this. But again, you guys are gonna ignore it because facts unfortunately hurt your feelings. Name me any other player in the NBA who led his team in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. All 5. We need the Jeopardy music. I don't know if we can afford those royalties though, but I'll do like a little ghetto part. Do. You guys gave up. There's only one man, Nikola Jokic. So again, you can go ahead and babble on why Joel Embiid deserved it. It's fine. You can be wrong till the day you die. Because guess what? My guy got 2 now.
Which is a Robert. We're gonna look back at his 2 like we look back at Steve Nash's 2.
Negative. You want to know why? Because back then, when Steve Nash won the second one, nobody wanted him to win that second one.
And he should.
Yeah, because Kobe should have won it.
Again, but this one's different. Why? Because you have a legitimate argument that Jokic not only deserved it, but it was 100%. I wish he won it unanimously. I
wanted to see who voted for Jokic because they clearly don't value winning. And we see the value. We see the value, and I know it's a regular season award, but you see the value in the playoffs.
So right then and there, you lost all credibility. You lost all credibility.
Jokic got waxed off the floor, And
You lost all credibility.
we thought Philly was about to get waxed off the floor until Joel Embiid came back.
lost all
Now all of a
credibility.
sudden, Philly's probably favored to win the series.
You
Why?
lost all
Because
credibility.
of one man.
You lost all credibility.
One man.
You lost all credibility.
And dealing
You
with
lost all
Ben
credibility.
Simmons all year, dealing with Doc Rivers, and we all know, well, as a couple of y'all knew, but we've been very clear how we feel about Doc Rivers and his ability to coach talent. Please. And you keep naming all those offensive stats, and yeah, because he had a bunch of other role players. It ain't like Joel Embiid was playing with a bunch of all-stars the majority of the year. So this idea that
Can I go,
Steph
please?
Curry was cooking. What are you talking about?
who was cooking?
Steph Curry.
Can I go, please?
Where does Steph Curry come from?
Seth. Seth. S-E-T-H.
He was
His
so
brother.
He was so great they traded him.
Can I go?
And
please?
I don't want to hear no boo boo about that because the best
As a
backup center
throw-in.
is Andrew Drummond, and y'all traded him too.
Can I go, please?
Y'all need your own show.
So I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit. I don't want to
Like
hear none
Will
of that
Gordon and
bullshit.
Aaron Gordon wasn't putting up 15 and playing defense and getting rebounds.
And right here, the funny part. Ready here, the funny part. Ready here, the funny part. You're right. They're putting up 15, but that was his second and his third highest scores.
And Bones Highland was
Embiid-
balling when he had the opportunity.
And
Hold on,
who-
yeah, hold on.
Who?
Yeah, hold on. Let me
Who?
get a part of
Try
this. real quick.
again. At this
Hold
point, now
on,
you just
hold on.
reaching.
Let me get a part of
What's the
this.
difference between Tobias
on,
Harris
Ray.
and Aaron Gordon?
You want to know
Hold
what
on.
the difference is? A whole whopping 5 more points. Come on, stop.
Hold on. Let me explain.
Stop
this.
playing. Stop playing.
Yeah,
There's
and
no
like
way,
$80
no
million.
how
Go ahead,
that
Freddie.
Joel Embiid can be
Still
the
5 more
MVP.
points.
What'd you say?
Nikola Jokic is the MVP. You got to this. He played more games than Joel Embiid. First of all, second of all,
Right.
who is
And
Nikola
lost
Jokic?
in one less
Who
game.
is his teammates? Aaron Gordon is his second best player on the team. Joel Embiid, he had Tobias Harris the whole year. He had a Seth Curry.
they're also
He had an
trying to
Andre
trade.
Drummond. He had a
Andre,
Thibault.
so now
He
we're
had a
hyping up
Max.
Andre Drummond, the guy that was cast off this
And
offseason
he had a
in
Max.
time for
The
peanuts.
second half
Now
of
we're
the
hyping
season.
Andre Drummond.
The
Please.
second half of the
Let's not have a
season.
vision
He's the best
Hold
backup
on,
center
Ray.
in
Hold on.
basketball.
The
What?
second
I
half
would
of the
take.
season.
So, Freddie, tell me today: are you taking Andre Drummond or DeMarcus Cousins today?
I'm taking
Andre Drummond.
Y'all is crazy.
Yo,
crazy.
you're a prisoner of the moment.
We only have this moment. We have this year.
Because
So I got one question real quick.
Go ahead.
Since y'all said now, if Murray and Porter was playing this year, will Jokic still be MVP then? Since y'all pretty much saying that Jokic didn't have the talent as much as Embiid did, if Murray and Porter would have played this year, will Jokic still be MVP?
They don't know. Don't know
I
what
don't know.
number
The
in
answer-
street card.
I
To
mean,
me, he
people
was
probably
the
hold
best
that against him.
all-around big man this season.
People would probably hold that
You
against
saw
him.
what he did. I mean,
But
he
you got to
became-
realize
he became the first
Joel
player in
Embiid
NBA
had
history.
talent around him.
Not
Jokic didn't.
Who?
Yeah, but Freddie, he
Let me
But
always-
who
go
fault?
again.
But
He had
who
Tobias
fault is
Harris.
it? But who fault is it how the GM designed their teams though? Who fault is that though? I'm not taking nothing from Jokic. The only thing I got against Jokic is I didn't see no elevation from what he did from last year.
Again, you guys are trying to pretend like this is still Sacramento Kings.
I watched
Cousins.
because I
He-
watched him in the
he did.
playoffs.
Apparently
He
not.
was
Apparently not.
dominating Golden State.
Apparently not. Apparently he dominated for a
did-
whopping
he did
15 minutes.
more
You know who else
with-
dominated us?
You want to know why he don't get more run?
Does that mean he's
Because
gonna get
he
paid?
can't play with Jokic. But when he came in, he balled out way more than
bro.
Andre Drummond,
But see, look.
especially on the offensive end of the floor.
Smoking pure herb.
Jokic did more with less talent. You know, he
Barely.
did-
And what is
didn't
more?
I'll give him
He
that.
won less games. So
he
what is
didn't
more?
have- he didn't
What
have
is
Michael
more?
Porter
He
Jr.
did more. I'm gonna put
You
it to
know,
you this way. I'm gonna put it to you
He
this way.
basically
I'ma put it to
dragged
you this
that
way.
team to the NBA playoffs.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. I'm gonna put it to you this way.
Did y'all actually
You-
watch Nuggets games or do y'all just go off stats?
We watch
I
it.
actually watched plenty of Nuggets games, and
Y'all tripping.
he
The Nuggets have had how many games that
He was-
they've had on
he was
primetime
scoring
TV?
points. He was
Do
putting up
better.
points. The guy
Do
was dominating on the boards. You know,
better.
collecting rebounds, doing it on both ends of the floor.
And it
He was
accomplished.
very well deserving of the MVP honors this year.
All right, and so we'll be here next year where he puts up a bunch of more gaudy stats underperforms because they're not going out of the first round, they'll be a lower seeded team in the West, and we'll give them another MVP.
Are you gonna be like Joel
He's
Embiid?
going to put up stats.
Again, basketball
because he was
clearly isn't
carrying a heavy load on his shoulders.
It's about value to winning.
That was a lot of weight
It's
to
most
pull.
valuable player. Your value to winning.
And this award
And
goes
he
to
got-
the most valuable player during the
He was
regular
almost
season.
in the
He was
play-in
the
tournament.
valuable player during the regular season.
I voted. Hey, my vote would have went for
Hey,
Devin
you know what?
Booker.
That's pretty
hold on.
impressive. That's pretty impressive to be without.
I'd have went for Devin Booker.
Your top
It's
star.
not. Joel
I don't
Embiid
know
didn't
about
have
that.
his real stars. If y'all keep talking about Tobias Harris like he's the second coming, he's
Doesn't
another
Aaron
guy
Gordon.
that
See,
they've
but
been
again,
trying to
Doesn't
get
Aaron
rid
Gordon.
of.
again, hold on, time out. Again, this is what people like you do, Ray. This is what people like you do. Instead of staying at the task at hand, you then continue to use hyperbole because conversations is difficult. Tobias Harris is better than the second
Giannis got
option
his
on the
revenge
Denver
on Al
Nuggets.
Horford.
See, when he had him, Seth Curry was better than the second option in Denver.
You
Even
are
as
tripping.
horrible. Again, basketball's not your wheelhouse, and it's okay. But
Seth
again,
Curry was better than Will
right now,
Barton this year. You're really saying that.
A washed James Harden is better than the
He
second
played like
option
18
in Denver.
games.
Period. Point blank. Period. And again, for him to literally, I'm gonna put it this way.
He played more games in
Let's
one
just
class.
say this,
Joel
guys.
Embiid plays for the
Jokic
76ers,
nearly
right?
He
had the
played
same
more
supporting cast.
games
Dev,
in
let
a
me ask
worse
you a question,
conference in one
Dev,
class.
let me ask you a question. Dev, real quick. It's called the Philadelphia 76ers, right?
Yeah.
So you're not my MVP because we were calling them the Denver Jokic's.
Who? I've never heard that.
So you do with that information as you will. We
Who
were calling them the
made up
Denver
that
Jokic's.
name?
We were calling them the Denver Jokers. Because it was him and then GB period. So I don't want to hear any of this food.
You must be on.
I don't know what. Hey, Fry, hold up. Before we fast, what did you call them this year?
The Denver Jokic's. All right? The Denver Nikolai's, bro. The Denver Jokers, matter of fact, the suburban Jokers. That's what we call them, bro. Because he's from Serbia, right? Suburban. We call him suburban.
Anything but the Denver Nuggets, huh?
Man, Jokic did everything
This
he
was a G
possibly
League
could
team.
for
This
his
was a G
team.
League team.
And Embiid didn't.
I'm not saying
Embiid had a better supporting cast than the Nuggets.
But who thought that his team was designed better though? Who fault was that though?
But Jeff, I
It's
get
not
that.
about
I
that.
understand
It
what you're
is.
saying.
Y'all
Jeff,
are
but here's
going
the-
to
Right, y'all keep making it seem about the same argument. Y'all keep saying is Jokic did better with less. Jokic did better with less. Now, who fault that the Denver Nuggets team is designed different from the Philadelphia 76ers?
Hold on. But it's not because the team was designed differently. It's just because your two next best players were hurt. But again, you're now making my point. They're hurt in a season that should have been thrown away, and he kept them out of the play-in, and he led them in the 5 main statistical categories. If that is not the definition,
Right, since you bring up Seth Curry didn't play every game this year either. Seth Curry has been in and out the lineup.
He had an historic season.
But again, did he play with Joel Embiid?
Did Michael Porter Jr.
And whenever he was on the floor.
He definitely cemented his.
He didn't play. Go look it up.
He status.
He
Oh,
did
He
play.
played for a whopping 3 games. He played for a whopping 3
He played
games.
for 7, just like James Harden played for less than 20. But you want to give him credit for this great James Harden run.
Again, Bozo
James Harden got there
alert, because
after
one is
the
7 and one is in
All-Star
double
break
digits.
and didn't
One
even
is in
start
double
playing
digits.
immediately.
Again, try again. One is in double digits and the other one isn't.
Well, maybe Jokic
So what are we
should
talking
elevate his teammates. You knocking the fact that Embiid is making his teammates better. Nobody
How
was
is he
talking
making his
about
teammates
Tyrese
better?
Maxey
How-
until Embiid made him better. Maybe Jokic should do a
Embiid
better
didn't make him
job
better.
of
It's the sense
elevating
he's
his
running
talent.
solo dolo. It's the sense he's running solo dolo. If anything, that's a credit to Doc Rivers. Because it's the plays that Doc Rivers does that puts Joel Embiid in the short corner when he's doing nothing and Maxey's doing all the running. Stop it. Knock it off. You don't even watch your own team. What's the next topic?
Does he even watch the Philadelphia 76ers? You just say stuff. It's not based on any fact. Just like you said, Patrick Beverly dove at his knee. We all saw the video. That was a lie.
Dove at his knee.
Listen,
The
all
only part I
I'm
was
gonna
wrong
say
is that he wasn't
all
on
I'm
the
gonna
ground.
say
That's the
is,
only difference. That's where it
Jokic
ends.
does more with less talent.
No, he
Gordon
doesn't.
is
That is
the second
such a
best player. He
false
do,
narrative.
right?
Y'all were talking about 2 to 3 players.
That's a fair
Look
argument.
at the entire roster. Look at the entire roster of both teams.
Philadelphia roster is a lot better than
And tell
Denver.
me that Jokic did more because you keep saying more. What is more? It ain't more wins.
Hold on.
It ain't more wins. Joel Embiid led the entire league in scoring.
Okay, that's
I
understand
that away. The first center to do that's in Shaq, but then no one talked about that. You want to talk about a supporting cast? His supporting cast, Joel Embiid's supporting cast was so great. He had to lead the league in scoring to get him to the seed they were in.
No, it's because that's his best attribute. That's why
he rebounds the heck out of the ball too, and he plays.
Will we be real? Who should really be the MVP? Do you really
want
me to be real?
Do
you really want me to be real?
Please do not say LeBron James. Please.
It should be the King. 38 years old, averaging 30 on you, boy.
I don't care about your age, bro. Your age
averaging
don't matter.
30 on you, boy.
You don't get
never seen that before.
For being old.
I would agree, but when they're under 500 and they even make the play-in, and you know me,
there's clearly no value. You guys are missing the point of valuable. Valuable should equate to wins.
In the eyes of the beholder.
You take Jokic off that team, they're a lottery team. That Philadelphia team.
You don't know that. You don't know that because coming into this year, you would have said,
"I do know that because if
the Memphis Grizzlies are a lottery team, they might play better without him."
What I've seen, because every time Jokic has to take a 5-minute break, he checks out with a 10-point lead and checks back in down 15.
He scored
in a 5-minute span.
Dude was a triple-double machine.
He obviously didn't score enough points because Joel outscored him.
Okay, and that's fine. I get that. I understand.
I understand. So Joel's a better scorer, and he's a better defender, and his team had a better record. But the most valuable guy is the guy that's second
by 3 games, Ray, and he had more talent.
Against Freddie.
Embiid played in less games, so in less games, he won more games.
So if anything, that should kind of be a knock.
That should tell you that the Sixers had a better supporting cast.
Thank you for coming to my test.
It says that when Joel Embiid played, they won more.
Can you imagine what the Denver Nuggets possibly could have done if they had Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray on the floor?
Imagine Joel had.
They had him in the bubble. They had him in the bubble.
I'm gonna ask you a question. And by the way, and you're right. They didn't have him in the bubble, but they had him up before, and they came back twice from 3-1. So I don't want to hear nothing about. Oh yeah, they can't do nothing.
But they did. They was not crown champs, though, was they?
What?
Nope.
It was not crown champs, now was they?
Lakers couldn't even make it over 500. So at this point, what are we talking about?
But y'all said when you had Porter and Murray, there's a different team. There was a different team that was in the bubble that didn't make the championship. It didn't make, you know what I mean? So it's no reason to keep her out to bring that back up. I understand.
Jokic can't pull the weight.
You're talking about value, correct?
Jokic, so what was the difference between this year and last year? Because Michael Porter Jr. was there last year.
But he had a last year.
What did they do last year? The same thing they did this year. Nothing.
But this is a regular season award.
Hold on. Let's go by your logic.
Regular season.
Hold on. Let's go by your logic then. Okay, I'm a Ben Simmons fan. Y'all had Ben Simmons last year, and what did y'all do? Nothing. Therefore, you're a Sixers fan. Come on, stop playing. Interrupted. Y'all have Ben Simmons, right? Y'all lost with Ben Simmons. What does that mean?
Y'all, because I've never been a Sixers fan. I don't support anything Philly. Let's get that clear.
But again, I'm using your logic. Don't run away from the point.
Yeah,
I'm using your logic. I'm using your logic.
Yeah.
So don't tell me, oh yeah, they have Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons not that nice.
So you're making the Embiid point.
No, because this is the logic you're using talking about Michael Porter Jr. I'm just illustrating you how stupid it is.
Michael Porter Jr. played so well, he got a max deal. What are you talking about? Last year. And what did Denver do?
You just contradicted yourself. You was just trying to make a point on how he's not that nice because they just had him last year and they didn't do nothing. But now he played his way.
That wasn't my point. My point was last year they had him. He is nice, and they were almost the same team. Which to me says Jokic.
Freddie and Jonathan, let me ask you a question. Can y'all name me the list of players that led their team in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals?
I have none.
So he's the team MVP. Cool. So he's the team MVP. Got it. He's the Denver Nuggets MVP. We can agree on that.
In the NBA, and that's Jokic, the same man who single-handedly
kept. So he's the Denver Nuggets MVP. I'm good with it.
You can go ahead.
He was deserving of it. He had a phenomenal season. It was definitely his award to win.
Okay, so we'll keep awarding.
But Joel Embiid was close though.
Let's keep rewarding mediocrity. If y'all, that's what the NBA is about. Then let's keep doing that.
Okay, Thomas. So if it goes by record, then if it goes by
season.
record, then Jimmy Butler should be MVP then, because they were the number 1 seed in the East.
No, Devin Booker should have been MVP.
I was gonna say Devin Booker. I voted. I say Devin Booker should have been it.
Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, and all them won MVPs. They never won anything.
It's a regular season award. They won the 6th seed.
And that's what you just made.
Russell Westbrook won the award when he was the 6th seed because he had a historic season.
That's my point.
This wasn't that. This was a good year.
It was an okay year.
What's the next topic? Because
I think it's funny that Chris is in the comments, but he didn't want to come on the show because we talked about his boy tonight.
Yeah, and now it's time to talk about Chris Paul. And the truth is, as far as I'm concerned, he's letting Phoenix and Devin Booker down. He is more distracted by the things going on in the stands after he fouls out. He's showing an inability to adjust to the refereeing. He's had a number of single-point playoff games, which is absurd for the point guard.
So you're talking about overall, not just about yesterday.
The whole playoffs. He's had some.
You only had two games in a single digit.
Imagine if Giannis had a single-digit playoff game. Imagine if Kevin Durant had a single-digit playoff game. You saying he only had 2? It's only the second round.
All I know is Kevin Durant went over for the second half, and no one said a word.
Everyone said a word. What are you talking about?
A word.
Who didn't say a word? See, probably just say stuff and expect everybody just to go along with it because he be saying the most outlandish stuff. They killed Kevin Durant. Everybody killed Kevin Durant. Chris, the link is in the group chat that you already in. Stop acting brand new. Get on here and defend your boys' mediocre play. Jonathan, your thoughts on Chris Paul?
Well, you know what? It's going to happen. You're going to have moments where you don't play your best basketball. And I know, everyone's expecting Chris Paul to show up because he has.
And the Prime League.
The vast majority of the playoffs, he has showed up, right? He has, showcased his talent and his ability to lead this team. And now all of a sudden he's a bit isolated.
What did he lead them to? Exactly.
Well, he got him out of the first round. He was impressive in the fourth quarter, had some dominant fourth quarters.
He's the 1 seed.
Hey, you know what? It was still amazing what he was able to do. Look, this dude just turned 37 years old.
I don't want to hear that.
He's playing basketball at such a high level. I can't just disrespect Chris Paul's game like that. I have to show the man some respect because he's playing.
He had 6 turnovers in like the first quarter
in the last series. But right now you're seeing uncharacteristic play from him. He turned over the ball 6 times on his birthday. I guess he had his birthday more on his mind than he had basketball because he didn't look extremely focused. He wasn't playing his best basketball. But you know what? He's a veteran. He knows what's expected of him. He knows how he has to perform the rest of the way if the Suns are to have a chance. But let's not knock him too much because, look, he's a great floor general. He changed the culture of this team. He revitalized that franchise. That franchise wouldn't be where it is without Chris Paul.
Where are they at?
They're in the second round of the NBA playoffs. That's where they're at.
So they haven't done
anything.
They
were the 1 seed by 8 games. They still got a chance.
The series is tied 2-2. I know it's a brand new series, but they still got a chance. They're still going back home.
So you want to talk about somebody? Y'all want to talk about somebody that don't have no help? Talk to me about Luka in Dallas. That's somebody that don't have no help. Y'all knocking all these other players about what Jokic did. Like Luka's running around with a bunch of all-stars.
Hold up, man. I was on your side, Ray, man. Calm down, man.
You're the
only person on here with some sense.
The only thing I have against Luka is I think he whines too much to the officials instead of getting
Jokic whines. What are you talking about? Jokic cries all the time.
Okay, but he was still the MVP. That doesn't change the fact that he won the MVP award.
So we're rewarding mediocrity and we're rewarding crybabies.
We're rewarding what he accomplished during the regular season. That's what we're rewarding.
Yeah, which is mediocrity. The 6th seed. The most valuable player is in the 6th seed.
But listen,
That's
here.
That's the
trash.
message that we're sending to the kids. That you can be a 6th seed and be the most valuable. It's nonsense.
It's based on what you did in the regular season. Like I said again,
He didn't do enough.
Season, and he was deserving of the award.
But what did he do from last year that he did different this year?
Nothing.
This game was still flatlined. It was still the same way. I didn't see nothing change from Jokic's game. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's special to be what, 6'10".
We done talking about Jokic. Let's talk about Chris Paul. That's what I want to talk about.
All right, well, Chris Paul. Look, he's gonna have a bad game. You know what I mean? Chris Paul is going. He can have a bad game.
He's human.
He's human. He's not. He's not the centerfold. He's not the centerpiece.
What other superstar could have the Chris Paul performance and be getting a pass like this?
But he got Devin Booker beside him.
What pass is he getting?
Giving him a pass.
Nobody's criticizing Chris Paul besides me.
I will admit he played bad.
Talking about
Everybody said he played bad. We know he played bad.
But he had a bad game.
He played
if
terrible.
Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving did what Chris Paul is doing, they'd be talking about him from start to finish on every morning show.
They did. They got swept.
They had a bad series.
They killed Kevin Durant for performing way better than Chris Paul, and Chris Paul's playing like doo-doo outside of a 14.
Yeah, well, Kevin Durant does play.
Wait.
He's the second coming.
Kevin Durant
outside of a 14 game. Outside of a 14. Think about what you just said, right?
He had a great game. He had one great game.
That's a start.
And then after Chris Paul had that one bad game last series, he came back and dominated the next game, though.
He's not scoring, and he's turning the ball over, and he's fouling. What are you talking about?
Y'all. Listen here.
Okay.
Hold on, Chris. Hold on. Listen here.
Man, y'all call Chris on here. Let him get his point.
I'm just sitting here trying to get a haircut.
We've seen in recent history where Chris Paul do this, but when the playoffs come, he tend to start doing this. This guy is not a win. He don't know how to win. He's holding on to Devin Booker's coattails. I mean, and Ray is right. He's hurting Devin Booker. D-Book. I mean, hey,
how's he hurting Devin Booker?
1,000 turnovers.
Before last year, when was the last time you saw a Suns game on national TV?
And then, I mean, hey, the dude fouling out, doing some fouls. I mean, he acts like he's a rookie.
He enhanced his play on the floor.
Real quick, Chris, I want to ask you this. Chris, the team you saw after the All-Star break with Cam Payne leading that team, when they went on and extended their lead, that team without Chris Paul, do you believe that team was worthy of being on national TV without Chris Paul?
Yes.
Okay, then. So don't talk to me about how many national TV games they got, because it was still a great team without him.
Was Memphis great without Ja?
Yes.
Yes. So what are you saying?
Okay. So what's your point, though? I mean, like, if you're a great team, you're going to be great. Like,
so it's not because of Chris Paul.
So Chris Paul didn't make that team better? If Chris Paul wasn't there right now, are we even having this conversation? Is Phoenix number one?
We're not having this conversation at all. No.
Are we talking about Phoenix Suns if Chris Paul isn't there?
What? Are you going to ask? Let me answer what I saw. What did the statistics say when Chris Paul got hurt? Did they fall or did they continue to extend their lead?
Memphis went 20-2 without Ja. So they would have won 80 games without Ja?
I don't know what they would have done. I don't. I can tell you they won 20 out of 2.
I know this. You switch Chris Paul and a prime Rajon Rondo, this team's in a better position than it is with Chris Paul. I do know that.
That's a damn line. You know it.
That's a damn truth that I know it.
You couldn't even say that with a straight face.
You switch. Matter of fact, you put Russell Westbrook on this team. They're a better team.
So you put Chris Paul on the Lakers. Are they a better team?
I don't know that. Yeah,
yes, you do.
Yeah, you know why? We still got LeBron and got AD. Yeah.
They are a better team if you put Chris Paul. You put Chris Paul.
They're not a team in the NBA.
Look, everywhere he's been in his career,
But what has he done, though, Jonathan? He's come up short like he is.
How are they better?
He made an impact.
Doing shows with you, man.
He made an impact with the Clippers. He got them to the playoffs.
We talk about.
We're rewarding mediocrity.
Relevant. He made New Orleans relevant. We all know how bad they were.
But they come up short time after
time. They look pretty
time
relevant
after
today
time.
without him. They look pretty relevant today without him.
Who?
New Orleans.
The team that just got beat.
Yeah, the team that was way under and went off once they started playing well.
But they got beat, right?
New Orleans isn't relevant.
What?
Are we saying that?
He's the opposite of Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook make every damn team worse. Chris Paul makes every team
Hold on,
worse.
Jonathan. Hold on now. Hold on, Jonathan.
Don't
We're
do
not
that.
going to do that now.
Don't do that.
I will take Russell Westbrook over Chris Paul because I believe Russell's the
No, you wouldn't.
Let's be clear. And let's also be clear. They've both been to the finals once.
What you say?
They've both been there once.
I did that.
Let's not.
I can't believe you. I can't believe you said that.
I take
Who
Chris
had a
Paul
better
any
career?
day over
Russ
Russell
is an MVP.
Russ is
after
a
what
much
I saw.
better career.
After what I saw in the Lakers last season, hell yeah, I take Chris Paul.
It
Based
even took
on
the
what?
Lakers season.
Hey, who beat the Lakers a year ago? By the way, in the playoffs,
Gave
Phoenix
LeBron his
Suns in the
first round
round.
exit. LeBron never had a first round exit.
For the Phoenix
So
Suns.
did you see Devin Booker in that series? He didn't have nothing to do with it.
I did.
We didn't say he didn't.
I'm not taking away anything from Devin Booker. I can't diminish
Okay.
his.
But you haven't answered my
But
question.
wasn't Chris Paul hurting in that series too, though? And he still played through it. Then he had that next finger.
Chris
The
Paul
dude's
didn't even
a
lift his
beast.
damn arm and was still going off.
I'm telling you,
What's
Chris
that going
Paul,
on? What are you talking about?
The Chris Paul effect has a lot to do with how better those players have gotten.
But Jonathan, when it comes to winning, where does he go? Last year, they was in the finals. Where did he go? When it
Did Devin
matters, where does he
Chris
go?
Paul was hurt last year, and Devin
Not
Booker
all
was on
great
a
players.
No, hell no. Hell to the no.
Ready? Not all
Hell
great
to
players
the
win
no.
championships.
Hell to the no. I don't want to hear that from you, Chris. But I mentioned, LeBron and AD was hurt in the first round last year. You didn't want to hear that. So why does Chris Paul come up short year after year?
Because there's some players that just come up short.
It started when he was with the Clippers. We seen it in Houston. We seen it in OKC. Now we see it now.
But he made those
Why do we
teams
come up
relevant,
short?
I want to know
he made those teams relevant, right?
I don't care about relevant, Jonathan.
You saw what in OKC, Freddie?
I don't care about. I'm talking about when it matters. He comes up short.
And he's a great team player, right?
No, he's a team leader.
There's a lot of great team
He's
players.
a dirty player.
When it
leader,
matters.
right? He's a floor general. He's all those things, right?
He's a
we
point
know
guard.
Great
I
point,
said
General. He turned the ball over
He's
six
no
times.
point guard.
Show.
A point
We're not
guard.
acknowledging that on this show.
Let's just make this clear.
Hey, where did Pride go?
Put some respect on the dude's name.
But
He
I
had
ran
two
Pride off the
performances.
block because I was spitting them knowledge bullets and he couldn't take it. So he ran.
Yeah.
I'm scarred. ran him out the Pride lands. I ran Pride out the Pride lands so he can go think about and do more research. So the next time he come on this show, he won't get embarrassed and slapped around. And this is on record, so we can see that.
Chris Paul, he come up short moments. The dude is not a winner. I would take Russell
How is he not a winner,
Westbrook
Freddie?
over him.
What team has he been on that was not
over him?
that
I'll
didn't
take
get better?
Steph Curry over him. I'll take a lot of point guards in today's game over Chris Paul because
He barely
comes
top
up short.
10.
Yeah,
Top
you
10
can
what?
talk about. You know, listen.
You said Chris Paul is barely top 10.
Barely top 10.
Barely.
Wait,
I might
okay.
leave this show. I might do a Pride.
What do you
Game and leave
when
this
y'all
show
saying top?
after
What do you
hearing
mean?
that.
I think
Top 10
I think we're gonna have to leave Freddie and Ray by themselves on that
That's
comment.
ridiculous.
I
Right,
can't
top 10
believe they
what?
said that.
Wait, what
God,
What you smoking?
yo,
over there?
so Chris Paul is not a Hall of
Y'all
Famer.
want to get into it? Y'all want to get into it?
Wait.
Chris Paul is not a Hall of Famer.
Oh, first ballot.
First
Oh, okay. So
He's gonna
see,
go in with a weak
the way you and Freddie was talking to make it seem like Chris Paul, y'all say he's not top 10. Y'all gotta tell me name 9 other point guards over top of him right now.
Let's go.
Name them.
All time.
We got Steph.
Name them.
Kerner all time.
Steph, Oscar Robertson. Can we agree Oscar's better?
Magic.
So we're going with past and present.
It's all time. It's top 10.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Stockton.
I'll listen. Stockton's definitely in the top 10. No doubt about that.
Jason Kidd.
Kidd.
That's fair.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yep.
Steve Nash with 2 MVPs that y'all was hyping.
Mm-hmm. Pete Minovich. How you say his name?
Yeah.
Tony Parker.
Pete Maravich.
I'm thinking Damian Lillard over him.
No, you're not.
I don't know if I would go Damian Lillard, but I would definitely go.
I am.
You can go Gary Payton. You can go Walt Frazier's in that conversation. Jerry West. Parker.
And you definitely have to put Gary Payton on that list because he was not only a great offensive guard, but great defensively too.
But you're not putting him above Chris Paul.
Gary Payton, why not?
You're not taking Gary Payton. The same reason you just said. But what? Because Gary Payton got a ring in Miami?
That matters. Does a
The
ring
hell
matter?
it does.
Man, I forgot that he had a ring in Miami. I ain't even gonna hold you.
We just named about 8, and there's more that we could go.
And we didn't. Did we even say
before y'all really listen to Ray? He thinks Magic Johnson is overrated.
I do. He played with Hall of Famers his whole career. It makes life pretty easy.
See?
But you just put him over Chris Paul, though.
I gotta tell you,
because Chris Paul ain't that good.
He made everybody better. He was a distributor on the floor.
Right. And so I give him his credit. I gave him his credit. I said he better than Chris Paul. Magic's definitely top 3 point guard all time. I'm not
John Morant have been in the league long. I'd take John Morant over him.
No, you wouldn't.
Hey, Freddie. Hey, Freddie, go ahead and hit that little red X at the bottom of the screen, man. And
you know what, though? It's funny. Freddie
go ahead that red X.
You know what? Freddie wouldn't be saying this if he had. I bet you if that trade went down, that trade that didn't get vetoed, Freddie would be.
Yeah, Kobe would have made him better.
Yeah, you're right. Kobe would have elevated Chris Paul to a winner's level, but he ain't, and he didn't. So it is what it is.
Like I said,
I can't believe y'all make it seem like Chris Paul is trash, man.
That 09 MVP should have been Chris Paul's. Y'all know that was Kobe's lifetime achievement MVP, right? That should have been Chris Paul's MVP.
Man, please.
I'll tell you this.
Kobe should have
retired with no MVP. What do you say?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Kobe should have retired with no MVP.
But that should have been Chris Paul's
man,
MVP that year.
Nah. Hey, I'm about to hit the red X, guys. I ain't gonna be able to take this one. Kobe, you said Kobe should not have won no MVPs?
No. I didn't say that.
I'm talking about Ray. I'm talking about Ray.
Oh, Ray. No,
you telling me that Kobe should have went his whole career without an MVP?
He should have won at least 2.
Chris is saying that MVP, the one he won, he shouldn't have won. So my question is, are you now saying since the one he won, he shouldn't have won, Kobe should retire with no MVPs? That was my question.
Oh boy, I was getting ready to hit that red X, man. I was going to say I'll talk to y'all next week, man. Y'all, I gotta go get my attitude together.
But I'm just saying, like that's his lifetime achievement MVP. That shouldn't have been his. One of Steve Nash shouldn't have been.
Chris, nah, dog. I can't ride with you on this one.
But listen,
that year, Chris Paul
even take
the best player.
Westbrook over Chris Paul.
The best player isn't always the most valuable. We've seen that time and time again.
And the
most talented team doesn't always win championship. So we've seen that too.
I disagree.
What?
I disagree. You can't beat somebody 4 out of 7 and not be the better team.
Right, but but you may have more talent, but you're not better.
Right.
The better team wins.
That doesn't mean you're talented.
But he's talking about the talent, though.
Yeah. Okay, so say the most talented team might not win.
That's what he just said. That's what he said.
I thought you said the best team doesn't always win.
No, he said the most talented.
I said the most talented team doesn't.
Okay, all right. Then I stand corrected. You're right. The most talented.
Yeah, bro, you fired up today, buddy.
I just misheard him.
That's what he does, man.
Yeah, when you talk about this,
Ray, you're good. You good?
No, he's not.
Like I said, we're gonna look back in 5 years and be pissed at this Jokic thing, and we're gonna look at Chris Paul in 10 years like,
damn, he's the fourth greatest
So
point
can I
guard
ask a
ever.
question? Who's had a better career? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not being funny when I say this. I'll take Rajon Rondo over Chris Paul.
I would too.
Now that's kind of, I don't know about that one.
Rondo's a
Rajon
better
Rondo,
defender.
in his prime, he was really a good
Rondo
guard.
makes guys.
Wasn't
win.
no score though.
Yeah,
It wasn't
he
no score.
score, and he struggled from the free throw line too.
How many championships have Rondo won?
And been an integral
What
part
was
of
his
it.
supporting cast?
It don't
Chris
matter.
Paul has had supporting cast. What are we talking about?
What supporting cast Chris Paul had? James Harden.
Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan,
Shut
JJ
up.
Redick, all Pierce.
Yeah,
All role players.
Paul Pierce.
And not to mention, y'all just said that Doc Rivers getting stars way. So Doc Rivers was their coach in y'all defense.
We got big credit.
So that makes my point. Thank you.
Y'all said that Doc Rivers getting stars way. Ain't that what you said, Ray? Ain't that what you said?
Oh my God! Thank you.
Ain't that what you said?
So guess what? Guess what? Point guard won a championship with Doc Rivers.
Ooh.
That Doc Rivers that gets in the way. Guess what? Point guard won with him.
Rondo.
Say his
Look
name.
what look at the supporting cast he had.
Say his name. Say his name.
He had three of the top. He had three of the top greatest 50 players at that time on that team. And you got a goddamn Steve, you got a Blake Griffin who can only dunk at the time. You got a DeAndre Jordan who can only dunk at the time. You got a JJ Redick. You got a JJ Redick that's been in the league for about 10 years now.
Yeah.
And then, like y'all said, y'all got Doc Rivers that's always in Stars' way. So that means I don't want to hear that one.
Then Rondo
had a way better supporting cast.
Doc Rivers' legacy. You heard it here first.
Rondo had a way better supporting cast.
Then he went to go join up with James Harden.
Couldn't get it.
Now you gotta blame your boy LeBron for this buddy ball shit now. Now he's riding Devin
And
Booker.
he helped with the transformation of the Lakers in 2020 as well.
Who?
I will give on that. Rajon Rondo.
Absolutely.
Now Chris Paul is riding Devin Booker.
He had a better supporting cast when he's with the Los Angeles Lakers too.
Now he's riding Devin Booker's coattail now.
It seems like that wherever Rondo go, he had a good supporting cast.
And it seems like Chris Paul now is chasing after whoever he can to help him get.
Did he even play in Atlanta?
Yeah, he did.
Barely.
Did he play? I thought they just signed him and cut him.
Chris
And
Paul
he should
is
have played
chasing
more.
everybody that he
Over
feels
your
can
rated
get him a
Trae
ring.
Young.
That's why he's chasing D-Book.
Okay, ain't a lot of players doing that. Kevin Durant did it. Yo said, let me go to Golden State so I can get a ring real quick.
Hamstring trying to carry Chris Paul up this championship mountain.
No, that was Mike D'Antoni's fucked up system. That was Mike Tony. You know what I mean? You want to dribble the ball for 15 to 18 seconds and then try to make a play. And, you know,
he had like 10 games of 40 straight. Y'all ain't gonna disrespect James Harden like he wasn't balling.
Oh, I'm not at all.
I'm not saying he wasn't balling, but like you said, that hamstring got tied, and now look at him. Hamstring ain't been good since.
Look what happened to James Harden after he stopped playing with Chris Paul. He broke down.
He became ass
because he was so tired of carrying him for so long. He couldn't. He just
Chris
wore
Paul
out.
got James.
What he played with 2 seasons with him?
Chris Paul helped James Harden get MVP.
Yeah, James said, "Chris, get out the way. I got this."
Or
he said, "Help me."
You make my job a hell of a lot easier.
There ain't nobody doubling Chris Paul.
You out your mind.
Chris
doubles Chris Paul.
But you wasn't doubling James Harden no more either.
This is what Chris Paul did.
Thank you.
For the first 3 quarters of the game, he's a no-show. In the 4th quarter, then he won't come over and start doing stuff.
Okay.
Y'all some wild boys.
It's how you finish.
How did he finish last game? On the bench, fouled out.
Keep that same energy tomorrow, sir.
I will. I ain't running from nothing. I hope.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you one thing.
Better.
Hey,
because I want Devin Booker to win. That's the sad part. I want Devin Booker to win. I picked Phoenix, Chris. You on the shows with me? I picked Phoenix.
I know.
This is listen, this is a joke, but still, this is how short Chris Paul is. The dude ain't have enough guts to go in the stands and beat up the dude to put his hands on his family. Bro, if that's me, you hit
He
my
did
mama.
try to.
If you hit my mama,
He said, "I'll
I'm
see
in the
you later."
stand.
You ain't
I'm in
gonna see
the
that man
stand.
later.
We boxing. I don't care.
Hey, that's real talk right there, though. You hit my mama or my fiance. You catching these hands for
I'm
sure.
in the stands. I'm boxing.
Oh yeah, see, I'd have ejected myself out the game for all that.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, all right, coach, I catch y'all in the showers.
You already fouled out.
Chris
You might
Paul
as
is-
well
Chris
do something
Paul-
useful.
Hey man, you gotta think about that. You gotta think about that lawsuit too, man. He ain't want
Exactly.
that lawsuit
Chris
smoke.
Paul, $100 million up. He'll be fine.
How old was that?
How you gonna discount this man pockets?
Cause the internet tell me what he made. What you mean?
That don't mean that don't mean it's facts. You just gonna count that man pockets.
Rosebaum said he signed for 4 years, $150 million or whatever he got. That awful extension that Phoenix gave him. They gonna hate that in 2 years. They gonna hate that next year. Matter of fact,
Go hate what?
that contract they gave Chris Paul. He ain't
They
worth
gonna
that.
hate when Campaign ain't gonna be the guy to take over the job when Chris Paul leaves.
And
He
Chris
looked
Paul
pretty
gonna get
good this
Ayton
year.
paid too.
He didn't get Ayton
Campaign.
He's about to.
Chris Paul missed a bunch of this year. And Ayton is not getting a max deal. If they give Ayton a max deal, they're not winning a championship in this window that they got. Because
Ayton's
he
getting
ain't
a max deal.
He's not it. That's why they dragging their feet on the max deal now. Because they know he ain't it.
I don't agree with it, but he's gonna get it.
And
I think they need to figure. I think they need to figure out, can he play without Chris Paul?
Who,
I
Ayton?
think yeah,
they
Aiden.
did. We saw a sample size of that this year.
Oh my
But
God!
but not just a sample size. We need to see a full season of
Right,
Aiden
give
without
him
Chris
an
Paul. You know what I
offseason.
mean?
Give
Right.
Campaign and Mikal Bridges them an offseason with Devin Booker without Chris Paul. And with all
But
that
I don't
money,
think Campaign is the answer. I really don't.
with $40 million, you can go get a pretty nice other compliment. There will be.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you can, but Campaign is not the answer though. Well, not to, like I said, not to knock. Shorty got game to be in the NBA, but I don't think he can be your starting point guard.
Campaign can be a starting point guard in this league.
Where?
I don't think so.
On a championship contending team?
I saw it.
On a championship contending team, you would say Campaign.
We saw it. I don't know what y'all are not hearing. Is my mic on? Hello?
Like,
we saw it.
So right. If you're a GM and you can put Campaign as your starting point guard.
No, there's a bunch of guys I would take ahead of him, but there's not.
I'm not saying that, but I mean he's there.
Not
like,
30. I'm taking him over who's in Orlando? Markelle Fultz or the other guy? Like, there's a couple, if I looked around the league, that I would take Cam Payne over 100%.
Right, but yeah, like you said, if you're on a Magic or
on
this
Phoenix team, if I take Chris Paul's contract and I go get a max player and allow Campaign to be my starting point guard, yes, I think Phoenix can win a championship with another win. Instead of Jay Crowder, if they got Paul George, I'm just thinking of a max player. Put Paul George on that team. Bridges is on the bench because all we're doing is swapping contracts. If you put Paul George in Phoenix right now with Campaign as point guard, yes, they can win a championship.
So who's the leader on that team? If you put Paul George on there, are you trusting Paul George as your leader?
Devin Booker's the leader.
Devin Booker's not the leader. He's the best player.
Devin Booker's the leader right now.
Devin Booker's not the leader right now.
I think Devin Booker is the leader.
Right now.
That team goes as Devin Booker goes.
Yeah.
We're seeing that in the playoffs. It doesn't.
Yeah, minus Chris Paul, yes. Devin Booker would be
minus Chris Paul.
I believe Devin Booker, coming from the Mamba mentality school, has the ability to lead a championship team. And I believe his voice is comparable, if not more so, to that organization than Chris Paul is today.
Oh, I disagree with that.
I agree.
What'd you say, Jonathan?
Y'all sitting here drinking that haterade, man.
Thank you, Jonathan.
What has Chris Paul done?
Okay, answer me this, Chris.
What has he done? He
Answer me
hasn't
this.
done a damn thing.
Man, everybody on this panel damn near hates Chris, man.
I don't hate Chris. I think he's.
I don't hate Chris. Hold up. Nah, man. Don't put me in that panel. Nah.
I just think he's overrated. That's all.
Hey, I had to say it like the TV show. You know, everybody hates Chris.
I don't hate him.
I don't hate Chris Paul either. I just think he's overrated for what he provides. Now,
we forgot another player rated. We'll take over.
I don't agree with
Luka Magic.
Okay, so y'all answer me this. Chris Paul is the leader, or whatever y'all said. This offseason, who do you think the first person they would ask about what decisions they want made in that team? Are they going to
Devin Booker's the future,
or Chris Paul first?
You're gonna ask Devin Booker because he's the future.
So then he's the man.
He's the future.
Chris Paul's under contract though.
He's the current and the future. And to Jonathan's point, Chris Paul's gonna be there for 3 years.
Maybe. That's if his hamstring don't give out.
I mean, according to his deal, I think they're going to try and move him this offseason. I think they should.
They're not going to move him.
They're not going to move Chris Paul. You move Chris Paul, you're an average team at best.
No, you're not. That frees up a max slot. There's a bunch of people that will want to come play with Devin Booker. And if you let Ayton walk because you don't want to pay him max money, that frees up almost another max slot.
You're not losing Paul and Ayton.
Could you imagine they trade him? Hey, Ray, I got one. Could you imagine they trade CP to Utah for Donovan Mitchell, Donovan and Devin Booker together?
That doesn't work.
I don't think Donovan Mitchell's that good, so I wouldn't like that.
That doesn't work.
Now,
he's better than Chris Paul.
No, you know what? I think he just needs the right organization. I think Utah
needs the right coach
to build around.
Donovan Mitchell is going down the Russell Westbrook path of a team that is not reining him in. He needs guidance on how to lead that team. Shaq has said it a couple times, and I agree. He doesn't make enough plays for other players and he's not good enough to just be the guy.
Isn't that what you brought Mike Conley in for?
He's always hurt, and he's past his prime.
I always said Utah need another superstar. That was
yes, Chris. I believe they did bring him in for that reason, but he's just not it anymore at this point in his career.
Let me guess, Freddie, you gonna take Mike Conley over Chris Paul too?
Freddie ain't that great.
Career.
I actually think.
See.
I think Donovan
For his career, yeah, not right now, but his career.
And Devin Booker would work.
All right, Freddie, Freddie, I was with you till you said that.
Mike Conley back in the day was a problem, bro.
Yeah, let's be clear. Chris Paul back in the day was a dog too. Like I kill Chris Paul because I think he's overrated and he's barely top 10. But I still think he's barely top 10.
Mike Conley's not top 10. We're gonna trade you Damian Lillard for Chris Paul, some draft picks. I'll do it. You're
looking at right now, though.
Yes, today, yes.
At 37 years old, yes, you would do that deal.
Damian Lillard hasn't done anything in his league either, besides go to All-Star games.
He's better than Chris Paul.
He's a good rapper. He's a much better rapper than Chris Paul, but,
Chris Paul's a better actor. We've seen the commercials.
The commercials suck, and Dame's been in quite a few commercials, too.
Chris Paul's commercials are better than Dame's.
I actually get entertained by those commercials.
Dame got a better haircut.
Y'all sitting here going back and forth about haircuts and commercials. Hey, like what happened to the stats? Y'all going who got the better commercial? Who hairline was lined up right? Who hairline real?
Chris Paul's shoes is better than Damian.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Jonathan.
man.
I know you can think your head, but Chris Paul's shoes are terrible.
They're awful. They're ugly and they're awful.
Hey, if that was Damian Lillard yesterday, he's in his hands.
If Damian Lillard put up 8 points in a playoff game, they'd kill him too.
I'm pretty sure he has.
I don't know.
When he got swept by the Warriors, didn't
I cannot believe this slander.
But no, I'm taking Chris Paul over Damian Lillard.
This happens often, Jonathan. This happens
just so we're clear. Chris Paul, I'm taking over Damian Lillard and definitely Mike Conley.
This is slander. Straight up slander.
Well, Freddie goes a little overboard sometimes. So in that same vein,
I'll take Derek Fisher over him.
See, now he's just talking.
Now
he's not. He actually told me this weekend.
Now you're going.
But if you start looking at careers,
0.4 shot, one shot deserves another. One lucky shot.
I'm talking about career-wise.
Nah, I ain't about to take my big brother over Chris Paul.
And just for the record, Golden State is losing to Memphis by 5 halfway through the first. They only have 8 points. I said they would.
8, right?
That's what I got. Chris is ahead of us. Maybe he
I know one thing. Mike Brown, like, dang, I wish. Why did you get COVID? Right now, I just got the job down there in Sacramento.
Yeah, well, he got a coach tonight, so I don't know if Sacramento like what they're seeing right now. But
I don't think. I mean, I get you want to be a head coach, but that's still not a good move. I would have stayed with Golden State.
I would have stayed as an assistant too. Less stressful.
I mean, is Mike Brown still getting paid by the Lakers?
And going to coach the Kings, man. I'm part of a rebuild.
Well, you're not going to get established. Steve Kerr ain't going nowhere. So how long are you going to sit in Golden State?
I mean, wait for a better job.
The good jobs don't really come available. The coach they get fired on the bad teams.
He should have just waited for Greg Popovich to go out.
I would say Pop got to retire soon.
I don't think he's getting that. Popovich is going to pick whoever the next coach is, and it ain't Mike Brown.
Nah,
I thought it was going to be Becky Hammond.
It's going to be another big name. It's going to be a big game that takes over.
Check this out,
San Antonio.
Greg
Popovich. Becky got a coaching job in WNBA though, right?
Yeah, she did with the Ace.
Okay,
Right.
I said, and if Greg Popovich called them and say we want Becky back, guess what Becky going?
She going back to the. Yeah, she won't be the first female head coach.
Absolutely. So
I don't think that's done.
History. That'd be a groundbreaking day for the NBA if that happens.
So, I'm happy. Everything. I'm happy for her in her moment and getting this experience as a head coach. But I fully intend for her to be back in San Antonio once Pop walks away.
Are they going to hire me as a coach? I'm a coach.
That's if he don't find another successor though.
Nah, Tim Duncan was on the coaching staff 1 year and he ran up out of there. He said it ain't.
I was say I thought Tim Duncan tried one time. They handed him the clipboard. It was too much.
Yeah, the fans would love him. The organization would because he's always going to be an ambassador for that organization. But I don't see him coaching.
And he can be the
Drake. Freddie, you stressed out, bro?
Nah, I'm not stressed. I'm vibing.
Fair enough.
Ray breaking up, Doug.
So
his mic is tired of hearing all that BS he's talking.
Oh man, Chris Paul is coming to the screen, choking, just choking.
That was a good one, Freddie.
All right, let's just keep.
I think Ray might have pulled the hamstring, y'all. Look at the face on that.
All right, what do y'all think about the game of night against Boston and Milwaukee? I mean,
I was glad to see it, man.
Boston won. Oh, I know you will because you're a hater. Boston did win to tie up the series. What are you guys' reaction?
It's the second best series behind the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies, in my opinion. It's the best series in the East. We talked early in the series about how undersized the Boston Celtics were. And we counted them out, and what did they do? They responded, and they played hard. They got a great group of guys over there, and a lot of this I think has to do with Udoka. Udoka comes from the Popovich coaching tree. So I mean, he got a lot of experience. He knows the game of basketball, and he's done a great job making adjustments every time his team takes a fall to the Milwaukee Bucks. So I mean, this is going to be a long series. It's an interesting series. I'm curious to see how Milwaukee responds now.
I think as long as Boston supporting Cavs keep playing how they played tonight, they're gonna keep on winning. Honestly, I think Boston has the better supporting cast than Milwaukee anyway. As long as they keep playing physical and as long as Jason Tatum don't shoot them out of a game and they don't do that back and forth and Coach Udoka keep, stressing about that defense, I think Boston can come out this series now. Honestly, I kind of been rooting for Boston anyway on the low. Just because I just like that fire, how they just came out of nowhere, out of 10th place in the beginning of the season and battle all the way to make it number 2 in the East. So that's what caught my attention. And as long as Boston keep playing with that physicality on defense, Boston can be a very scary team.
No, I mean, I think we've seen that. They've played well. I was surprised by tonight. I think they showed a lot of resilience. But we've also seen that from them a lot in the playoffs, where they've been down or they've been in close games and they find a way to win them. They won all 4 close games against Brooklyn. They won close games against Milwaukee. So going back to Boston, I think they have a lot of confidence. And I know we talked about the flagrant one, but I think that changed the tone. And they helped close them out. So I think the Chris Middleton effect might start to show up more and more as the series goes longer. But shout out to Boston for the dub.
Yeah, shout out to Al Horford for his night tonight. Nobody saw that coming in these playoffs. Got a post dunk.
When the last time we seen that from Al Horford?
Yeah, that
was Atlanta. Al Horford
reinvented himself, and he's playing some of his best basketball. It's amazing to see.
And it only took Giannis to dunk on him and yell at him, huh?
Hey, after that changed everything.
This guy's been around for a long time, so he has that veteran, leadership, and he could really help coach those young guys along with Udoka. So it's good to have that.
Had a good bounce back game too.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as Boston keep playing that balanced basketball, Milwaukee might have a problem, especially like what Ray said, not having Middleton.
Yeah,
it's, you're pretty much your second scorer, really. I'm not saying that Drew Holiday can't hold that spot down, but you asking Drew Holiday to play defense and be your second best scorer, that's kind of a little bit too much. And if Giannis not going to develop that outside the arc or at least a mid range to be consistent, then it's going to be tough for Milwaukee.
And that's the thing too. I think Boston is doing like kind of smart. Not Boston. Yeah, Boston doing a smart thing. Like, all right, Giannis is going to get 30. Let's go and write that off now. But like you said, they not letting Drew Holiday go off. Grayson Allen, who had a hell of a performance last series, but they're shutting him down. They're not letting the others do too much.
I mean, but I think that's the difference that we saw when Allen and Connaughton and Portis and them are hitting. Milwaukee's a different team, and Giannis, right. You can afford to let Giannis go get 30 or 40 when they're not shooting well. When they are shooting well and he's getting you 30, you're in trouble. So it's going to be very curious to see how they look once they go back to Boston, how well they perform, because with Middleton out, you need a third guy. Boston's too good to just rely on Giannis. And Holiday can't give you a ton on offense because he's having to play dogged defense on the defense.
Right. So, yeah, they're in trouble, I think. I just think Boston's is more balanced. They have, showed that balanced attack in this series. They play defense extremely well, too. So, I just think the slight edge now all of a sudden goes to Boston.
And kind of on that, as far as who's in trouble. So we've talked a lot about Memphis and Phoenix tonight. Memphis currently, I believe, is up. But I think we all do expect the Golden State to eventually turn it on. Who do you believe is in more trouble right now? Phoenix or Memphis? I'll start with you, Chris.
Memphis. We don't know how long Ja's going to be out. Like, yeah, they did good in the regular season without him, but playoffs are a different monster, and you're going against Golden State, who is easily the most experienced team left in these playoffs.
Right. Who did that?
That's Freddie or something, man. He's messing with us.
Hold on, let me get this mess off.
But yeah, I mean, and I'm not just saying this like being biased, but this is what Phoenix did last series too. They were down, they tied it, and then just went back and knocked them out the next 2 games. And even right now, it's been a home court advantage in that Phoenix series. So Phoenix has home court. They're not losing on home court, so they're fine. Without Ja, I don't know if Memphis can do anything. I mean, they look good early, but it's also the first quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we'll see kind of how they evolve through the game and if they'll continue to play. Golden State also isn't playing really well. So I think if they get it going, typically in that third quarter is when we see things begin to take off and change. So We'll see. Dev, what you think?
Memphis is in trouble. No doubt about it. Piggyback off of Chris. No job. You're not being explosive. I don't care how you did in the regular season, without Ja and all that. I don't think that's going to be enough. You don't have enough scoring to go against Golden State. And then if Golden State have a great shooting night, and if Andrew Wiggins can play up the par like how he played last game, it's no match. I don't really see a good matchup now that Ja's not there, and it's just Memphis in a lot of trouble. So they gotta hope that Ja is not out for more than one game.
And just for the record, currently Golden State is 0 of 10 from 3, and they're down 4. So
down 4, and you 0 from 10. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Steph and Clay are both 0 of 4 from 3. So
we know those two yellow dudes ain't gonna be like that too long.
So you only just missed Steph, but we'll see. But I do think that it is a little anticlimactic. I still think Golden State was going to win this series, but losing the star doesn't bode well for TV, for entertainment. But hopefully it's competitive. Hopefully nobody else gets hurt. I know I'm sick of seeing that, but hopefully everybody makes it out of this one healthy. But in that same note, we got to just see what happens and see if they can close this game. I think Taylor Jenkins, he wanted that coach of the year. This is an opportunity for him to show that he can do that. So I'm guessing everybody
didn't get it.
No, you're not, because
I really am. Like, I really thought he was going to get it.
Why?
Just because of the run they did without Ja.
I thought so too.
Nah, but I still have Monty winning.
Let you tell it. Monty did it without Chris for the whole second half of the year.
Let who tell it?
You.
Let Ray tell it.
What are you talking about?
No, you said it though.
Yeah.
I would think that you would agree. That's why I said that. I don't understand why you would think that the team that was 8 games better than the second team and also lost a key contributor, why he wouldn't get the nod. They set a franchise record in wins. That should count for something.
Right. I'm not mad at all. I'm just saying I thought Taylor Jenkins was going to get it.
Nah, because they reward mediocrity, like Jokic. Gotcha.
No, that shouldn't have happened. No, I agree with you on that. That should have been Embiid's.
Jonathan, any thoughts
on tonight's game?
No, just on as far as the series. You think Memphis is done?
Yeah, they're in trouble. Look, Ja Morant's the vocal point of that offense, and when you take him away, it changes the personality of the series. And then you look at what Golden State has. They just have too much firepower, offensive firepower. They have a ton of guys that can be dangerous from outside, and they can knock down their shots. You've seen what Jordan Poole has been able to do. You all know what Curry's gonna do. He's gonna go on one of those, scoring explosions and just have a masterful night. And of course, Klay Thompson haven't really been the best version of himself, but you still have him. But I have to give the slight advantage to Golden State. I think they're the overall better team. I think they will win this series. They're well coached. They've been there before. They have more experience. And I always say this: experience trumps youth. The Memphis Grizzlies are still a young team. They'll get there eventually. I think they're still a superstar away. But they're definitely on their way. But Golden State Warriors should prevail and pull it out in the end. Did we lose Ray? Ray keeps freezing over here.
And he was actually saying some logical stuff this time. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Man, we keep on losing Ray. I don't think Ray want to hang with us today, y'all. Golly.
I think it's me, man. I come on, Pride left, Freddie left.
Oh, man, let me find out you the bully on the block, Chris. Let me find out you Devo.
Man, I just be chilling. Man. I was happy to see my boy Jonathan. I don't ever get to talk to Jonathan anymore.
What's up, Chris?
Man, I messaged you.
You messaged me?
Yeah.
About what?
Oh, nothing important.
Oh, okay. Just to see how I was doing.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, I'm doing good, man. Just out here grinding, doing my show, talking sports, doing my videos on YouTube. My YouTube channel's growing.
Plug yourself, man. Plug yourself.
For sure. So I'm just having fun right now, doing what I love to do the most, really. I missed the moderator of the show because I feel like we're lost all of a sudden. But we can talk. We know what's up. We.
Can we? Dev, I don't think I ever did a show with you before, though.
No, this is my first time. Well, this is not my first show. This is my second week, but it's like my third show. I started like last week or something like that.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I just got put on the network not too long ago. Probably like a couple weeks. Probably like my third week.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to work with those two, man. Hey, just haters.
Hey, man. Them guys funny as hell, man.
Hey, they get you fired up, though. They get you fired up. They get me going, man. My adrenaline gets going.
Yeah, we was talking about pop the popcorn earlier, so
especially Freddie, man. Freddie gets you going too. Especially when Freddie and Ray and you have Pride too. Oh man, you put those three in the same room, you got total chaos.
Right. So he wants to give our predictions of these series coming up. So who y'all think? What y'all think the predictions are going to be for each series? Go ahead, Jonathan. You got the floor.
So, who I think is going to win the series?
Yeah, for all the series.
Okay, I'm going to go with Boston. Like I said, I just think they have exceptional wing play with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Both of those guys can light it up. You have Marcus Smart. He's a pretty good guard. This team preaches the importance of defense. Their coach does. He has put them in the best situations to win, made the proper adjustments necessary. They are not afraid of this Milwaukee Bucks team. They are not intimidated. They are coming at them. They are playing very tough and a physical brand of basketball against them. So I'm going with Boston to close out the series. I'm going with Golden State. I think that's a no-brainer there. Again, this Memphis team is very young, and we don't know the timetable or when Ja Morant will return. That remains unknown to be determined. So I'm going to have to go with Golden State Warriors. You can't ever bet against Steph Curry and Jordan Poole with what they're doing this season. So I like them to win. In the Phoenix series, did we talk about the Phoenix series? Yeah, Phoenix.
No,
Phoenix.
not yet. You got
Phoenix
this one.
Dallas. I don't know. This one's up for grabs all of a sudden. It's a brand new series. Dallas looks like they finally found themselves. They look like they've gained some momentum in this series. They definitely made it more interesting, but I still got to go with the Suns. I don't think the Suns are going to allow Dallas to, take over the series and take it from them like that. I think Phoenix knows what's at stake. I think Phoenix knows how to win in moments like this, in games of this magnitude. I think Phoenix is going to make the adjustments necessary. They're going to win the series. Devin Booker's going to show up, have a big night. I think Chris Paul is going to put his poor performances behind him and get back to playing Chris Paul basketball. He's going to have to. None of these uncharacteristic turnovers. He's going to have to be the facilitator on the floor, make everybody around him better, elevate that offense. If he can do that, I think this Phoenix team will move on, and I got them still winning. On the other side, back to the East, Philadelphia and the Miami Heat. I like this Miami Heat team. They're my favorites to really come out of the East. You got Bam Adebayo. We all know what he can do in the interior and how much of a threat he is underneath the basket. Then of course you got Jimmy Butler. He could score at will. You got a lot of depth on that team. You know, you got Tyler Hero coming off the bench. He won 6th Man of the Year. I like them to pull it out. I know this series gotten interesting too because now it's tied 2-2. It's a new series. James Harden finally showed up. He has not gone AWOL just yet. You know, he had a big performance last night, scored 31 points. This is the James Harden that the Philadelphia Sixers need if they want to win. And like I said yesterday in that video, you know, they answered the crack in the Liberty Bell. They finally had that one game, that one performance out of James Harden that they've been looking for, that they've been searching for since he's really gotten there. Especially in these playoffs, because he has not performed up to his capabilities. And we saw last night how dangerous he can be from three-point land. He can knock down those shots. He looked like the James Harden that we have been accustomed to seeing. But I still got to ride with Miami. I just think they're a better built team. I think they're more fundamentally sound. And I think they're a team that's hungry to get back to the NBA Finals.
Okay. What's up, Chris? What you think, man? Who you liking in all the series?
Man, early on, my predictions were Suns in 6, Celtics in 6, Memphis in 7. I don't know about that one now, just with this Ja thing. Ja's injury is kind of hard to say. Without Ja, I may have Golden State in 5. I don't know. And I honestly never gave a prediction to that Miami-Philly series just because I didn't know how it would be. But I really am going to go with Miami. I know James Harden showed up last night, but that was it. James Harden showed up last night. Where has he been this whole time? We can't count on him to be like that again. And more often than not, James Harden in the playoffs doesn't show up. So, I mean, yeah, he had a hell of a game, but overall, I'm not going to put no trust in James Harden. I'm not going to put no trust in Doc. Obviously, I've learned my lesson with that. So I'm going to go Miami winning that in 7.
Okay.
I think I'm going to talk about the Phoenix series for a little bit. It's kind of what we were just talking about with Boston. If Phoenix will just be like, okay, Luka, go ahead and get your 35 points. You know, just let him do it. But Dorian Finney-Smith, you're not going to go off.
I'm sorry, Chris. I was trying my best to hold the laugh.
Same OG. No. But, you know, I think that can be a thing, too, because if you look at the first 2 games, they were letting Luka go off and nobody else was really doing anything. That's how they were able to win. I think they'll go back to that. As crazy as it sounds, you don't let Luka get in foul trouble. You keep him in the game.
Right.
And Monty's a smart enough coach to figure that out. Chris Paul's a smart enough floor general to figure that out. So they'll bounce back from that. Boston, I think they see what to do with Giannis. Like the same thing. Just let him go off and stop everybody else. And Golden State is just damn. You know?
This guy he giving everybody the lookalikes.
Take it as a compliment.
Shout out to Frankie Cruz. Acknowledge me. But yeah, I'll just stop right there. I ain't gonna go too deep to the next series.
I feel you.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on, man. I've been too hot for my own computer. My thing's tripping. So I apologize for that.
Now you didn't want to hang with us a little bit. I understand.
Oh, my head is cut off.
You know, I'm with the smoke. I stay ready. You know, so you ain't got to get ready if you stay ready. So Ray, stay ready. But no, I agree with a lot of what y'all saying. I really, it's hard for me to pick against Giannis, but I just don't know if there's going to be enough So I am not a Celtics fan at all, but I am going to lean Celtics in 7. I'm going to lean Warriors. I think they'll get it done in 5, max 6. I'm not backing off Phoenix yet, so I'm still go Phoenix. And then if Embiid stay healthy, I got to go Philly. He's obviously my MVP. I think he's the best player on the floor whenever he's on the floor. I do not think I'm getting.
You mean in that series, or do you mean in general?
I think he'll be the best player on any floor outside of if they play Milwaukee, and I think that's a toss-up.
Wow.
There's nothing he can't do. He shoots free throws better. He shoots the 3 better than the other people comparable to him. You can't stop him. There's nobody in the playoffs that can stop him. He plays defense. He rebounds. He can make plays, but that's more James Harden role. Like, what can he do? So, I think it's that simple. I think he's going to be the best player. We saw Jimmy go get 40 and they lost. I don't know what happened to Duncan Robinson and why he's not playing. I think that's a mistake to at least have him out there.
Fell out of rotation.
But why though?
They have too much depth.
But
didn't he get hurt though? Didn't he get hurt somewhere down towards the end of the season or something like that?
Did he get a little banged up? Maybe, I don't know. But I'm with Ray. He should be playing. He should be seeing more playing time.
Like, I don't see a reason why he's not playing at all. Like, shoot or shoot. You got to have him out there and give him a chance to shoot. And I think this is a mistake. And I like Spoelstra a lot, but I think he's blowing it. So
don't be like Frank Vogel now, misusing players.
Frank Vogel, he was in a tough spot. Like, what was Frank supposed to do? He was mixing and matching all year. You got to balance all them different egos. Like,
we should have just kept Jason Kidd. We should have just kept Jason Kidd.
I'm sorry, but we're only going to talk about playoff teams.
Look what he's doing over in Dallas now.
Hey, Chris, man, get out of here, man.
We only doing playoff teams right now.
Man, get out of here, man.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that,
too, and I'm a Laker fan. So you guys all know where I'm at with it. I've shared with you guys multiple times how I feel about the Lakers.
So with that being said, last thing before we get ready to get out of here, I got 2 things. So I found out, and if Jonathan and Chris, you're not as involved in this, that's fine. But Dev was made me aware that he's a fight fan, and this past weekend we had ourselves a fight. Canelo fought Bivol, and I didn't know what to expect. I thought it would be tough with Canelo going that far up in weight, and it showed. He punched, he hit. Bivol did not move. He got punched, he got hit, he moved. I think he was a little delusional, saying that he thought he won the fight after the fight, but we'll go around the horn. I'll start with you, Dev. What'd you think? Was this the right fight for Canelo? Was next for Canelo? And just what'd you think of the fight overall?
I think Canelo, he went up too far in the weight. I think he finally met a weight class that can match his power. That's what it looked like to me. It didn't, it just looked like Canelo, because Canelo had good shots, and I'm not saying Canelo pretty much won the fight. He had good shots, and I just think his opponent was able just to withstand his punches, whether how his past opponents wasn't able to withstand those punches. And I'm not saying Canelo shouldn't box in this weight class. I think he should try it again one more time. And if it doesn't work out that second time, then hey, yeah, you need to go ahead and drop down to the class that you belong in. But because it wasn't like he had a bad fight. I just think he just met his weight class that can handle his power. There wasn't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't think he particularly won the fight because his opponent also gave out good shots. And his opponent was also able to kind of put Canelo on his back feet a little bit. So, you know, in all in all, I just think Canelo just met his weight class match. That's all.
Fair enough. Did you got Jonathan or Chris? Did y'all watch the fight this weekend?
I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I didn't watch it, but I read up about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see it live. I went back and checked out some of it, but to me, like I said, I only checked out bits and pieces. But it was almost like Canelo was fighting off of I'm Canelo. The judges aren't gonna go against me. You know, like I got to be knocked out to lose almost.
No, I agree. I think for me the surprise was I don't know if he was ill prepared, but his defense was awful.
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
His hands was
I
down.
did see some highlights of that. Yeah,
way too much to be in there with a bigger man. Like he was just walking in. He wasn't jabbing his way in. He didn't do a lot of body work, and his hands was too low. Like from a skill standpoint, I don't think he anticipated Bivol having the skill that he had. So I
don't think he anticipated that. I don't think he was able. I don't think Canelo really had the mindset like this guy was going to eat my punches too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Canelo ain't used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna put you on your back. So
it was early in the fight, and he hit him with a flush uppercut. Yeah, and Bivol was right there. Like what normally would have stunned somebody or potentially put people down. He kept coming, and then he kept coming forward. So I think it makes sense. I don't want to see another Golovkin fight. I think he'll beat Golovkin up at this point in Golovkin's career. Charlo and Castano fight this weekend, but Jamal fights, I think, on coming up too. So whoever wins the Jamal fight, I think that's the money fight that's to be made. I don't think Canelo needs to hang out at this weight class right now. I think there's better fights to be made at a lower weight class for him in his career. But it'll be interesting to see kind of what comes of it. But I was surprised, I will say, because we saw he went up and I had the dude's name. I forget who Canelo beat last time, but he beat up Kovalev. He beat him up at that same weight class, but two different types of fighters. Kovalev's at the end of his career. He's been through a bunch. So I think I respect the heck out of him for taking the risk, because Canelo is the cash cow in boxing, and he didn't have to take the risk, but he did it. But I think it was a mistake, and he learned. So I hope he doesn't try and run it back, because I don't think it'll go great.
I see a rematch, but I don't see it right away though.
Well, Canelo ain't
does. Because
I think Canelo is. I think that's what the rematch is going to come to, is making him come down.
Yeah.
To his weight class, maybe. So I see a rematch, but because I think Canelo got maybe 1 or 2 more fights left under Golden Boy.
I don't know, because he signed with DAZN, and then he got bought out during COVID, and then they signed some kind of partnerships. I don't actually know how his deal's currently structured.
But
yeah, I think it was like a 3 or 4 fight deal or something that they renegotiated.
Oh, well, because I remember I thought it was like a 2 to 3 fight. You know what I mean? And he already this was his second fight on DAZN, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't
go
ahead to BBC, go to Showtime.
I mean, he's gonna go where the money is. Yeah, so initially it was the 11 fight, 365 million, but then they amended it. I was trying to see what the new deal was, but I don't have that in front of me. But again, like I said, more power to him. I respect the heck out of him for taking the risk, but it wasn't worth it. My hope is that end of the year, Spence and Crawford stop talking. They'll go ahead and get in the ring. I need to see. Why not?
I don't see that happen.
We
got a better chance. We got a better chance of seeing Tank and what's shorty name? Yeah.
I mean, Tank is free after this deal too. So as long as he don't falter, which I don't see him faltering, I don't see why it wouldn't happen. I think the key is going to be, does Ryan Garcia realize YouTube and TikTok followers don't mean you the A side in the contract negotiation? Tank Davis is the A side in that contract negotiation.
Easily.
So, man, Ryan Garcia. See, but Ryan Garcia had a wake up call in that last fight, though. He realized that he couldn't be King. He couldn't be King Henry in that type of fight right there. His last opponent gave him, made him go what, all 12 rounds, right?
Yeah, he did not knock out. I don't think he knocked out the last dude.
Nah, I think he just won because of points.
So there's fights to be made. Hopefully, they get them made here shortly. But finish up this Warriors game, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure with y'all joining us. Apologize for technical difficulties. I also apologize for running off some of our guests with my facts. And I can only be myself. I don't know what else you want. And Damian, Shakur is way too small to fight Canelo. That's just not. That's not
way that's like a what 50-pound difference.
Is it that drastic?
Yeah,
but no, I know.
I mean, it's close. Canelo just fought about like 180, 170.
He's like fought 180. Yeah. And Shakur is like what, 136?
Shakur is like 135, I think.
Yeah, so that's like almost like a 50-pound difference.
Wow.
50 pounds.
Yeah, the only way Canelo getting on that fight if he smoke crack.
Yeah, Shakur got
shoot up steroids.
Yeah, he got to shoot up a whole bunch of steroids to get to that one. But yeah, man, it's been a pleasure with y'all. Appreciate y'all joining us. I will try to do better.
Thank you for come on, gentlemen.
What'd you say?
Thank you for letting me come on. It was a pleasure.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you was able to jump on. You can
thanks
catch
for
me
having me on.
Yeah, you can catch me and Chris on Fridays on Fast Break at 10 o'clock Eastern. Jonathan was plugging his shows early, I heard, while my computer was tripping. So definitely check out everything ASAP going on. Dev, I see you got My Thoughts, My Opinion Sports Podcast. What time you on? Where people can find you?
Man, you can find me on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, Podbean. Anywhere in that type of platforms you can catch me, man. Episode drops tomorrow. My 63rd thought drops out tomorrow. So check me out.
Yeah. Appreciate it, y'all. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. More and more stuff's coming to the ASAP Network. Y'all have a great night.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays.